So the circuit that we have learned thus far is the one that we were doing on our practice felt here. So I'm going to draw out that simple circuit. So you have your battery, right? Put simple circuit. So a battery, and then you have one side is positive, one side is negative. You have 4 holes. And from this hole, you stitch using the conductive thread up to the LED. And here is our LED battery. And this is also positive here and negative here. So I'm going to make the positive side yellow and the negative side pink. Okay, so that was a simple circuit, and we used that circuit to create this practice piece. And many of you know that you can do an extension on this, and this is called a parallel circuit. So you have your battery, same as before, with 4 places to anchor, negative on one side, LED, negative on this side, and in this case you would have a second, third, fourth LED. So I've got a second one here. So then I would, for my positive side of the circuit, going to draw my circuit to connect to the positive side of the LED right here. And then I'll do the other side. So my negative side connecting to the negative side of my LED. That's a negative sign. Now when you stitch the next circuit, you're stitching it to connect to the circuits that are already here. So you want to start though at the LED, which is different. When we did this, you started at the battery, you anchored the battery, went up to the LED and anchored the LED. This next one, you're going to anchor the LED here and then stitch your circuit down to where you tie it on the back side to this conductive thread here. And then you do the same thing on the positive side, where you stitch down and you're actually going to tie it to the conductive thread here and here. So you can see on this one, this is right here where I've tied this to the previous circuit. And you can see it right here too. So that's your parallel circuit, and then we also have what's called a series circuit. So with the series circuit, you have, of course, your battery, and this is the positive side, and here's the negative side. So the negative side, you'll start with your anchor, and it's going to curve around a bit like a backward C. And then on the positive side, we'll start here with our anchor, and this is going to curve around as well, like that. So you see those are not touching, but you can have a series of LEDs like this. So 1, 2, let's say 3 on this one. So these are the LEDs. So the way this works is you're anchoring each LED on the positive side along this circuit, and then you're anchoring each LED on the negative side of this circuit. And if you do that, you should be able to get a series of LED lights. We'll pretend these are the lights here. And then on the parallel one, you have lights like this. And the simple one is like that. So you may use any or all of these circuits in designing. So I've got circuits drawn out. To think about my design, I can lay this on top and see, well, here's where I might have LED lights right here. Or here's how I could have LED lights using a parallel circuit. So I have a variety of ideas. Here's one of, this is a sunshine, and I was thinking it could have an LED in here that lights up yellow. And then I have a couple of nuclear reactors, being inspired by The Simpsons, and also just thinking about why we would have nuclear reactors if we have solar power available. So here's where I want the lights, and then a light here. So now I have to figure out, like, is there a circuit I can use for this, or how do I alter a circuit to work in this way? This actually could potentially be the series circuit. So you see you have light, light, light here, light, light, light there. It could potentially be a parallel circuit for these two, and you could probably do an additional parallel here. Obviously, if I want more than one light, I'm going to have to go beyond just the simple circuit here. So with this design, the circuitry is going to look like this, and you can kind of see where the battery is. I might even set this aside and just draw in the circuit as I see it on here. Just a little bit of paint on that. So you can see from this point, I can draw a circuit. So the reason you have the vellum here is so you can flip them back and forth like this as you're designing. So I know these are my LEDs here. So if I want to design this circuit, I'm probably going to use, the series circuit. And then I actually want the battery in here. I don't like the battery to be seen. So that's where I want my battery. I know this is a minus and this is a plus. So for the series circuit, I think from this bottom anchor here, so there's my first LED. I'm going to have to curve this a little bit, I guess. And then there's my second LED. So that's my negative, and then the positive starts here and will come around. That and that cannot touch. This is going to come around to here. And this, if I move this over, you can see my circuit a little bit better. This is going to be my LED light here and here and here. Positive, negative. Here's the negative pathway. Don't let that touch. Here's the positive pathway. So it'll be anchored here, here, here on the positive pathway, and here, here, and here on the negative pathway. So if I wanted to go with this design, this circuit would be appropriate for me.